What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a Friday end-of-week edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. I will never, ever, 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 ever bet on Joe Boyle again. I really won't. I really, really won't. I don't even know what's going on because right now it's 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Pacific. Oh, it's 7-4. All right, their bases are loaded. Okay, and then who just screwed that up? Bob Seymour. First pitch? Bob Seymour. Come on, bro. Oh, he hit that far, too. What happened? That must have been a catch at the wall or close to the wall. Bob Seymour has a ton of power, so I will have to find out exactly what happened there. But Jesus Sanchez ended up with the home run for him, and he gets home run sandwiched by Christian Walker, by Yanner Diaz. So that was hurtful because he goes 5 for 5, hit 3 baseballs that I witnessed over 100 miles per hour, 109, and it was just like, well, got to get some loft on a couple of those. That double was blistered too, like 102 into the gap in Baltimore. But hey, sometimes you can be all over something. And the majority of the time, well, especially in the home run department, unless it's Ohtani, that one day where he was like plus 115 against Austin Gomber. Anyway, it's definitely one of those things that's going to happen in baseball from time to time. And I've been running so good that I'm not going to complain about a Thursday 9-gamer where it was a lighter card than I normally would have in some of these spots. If Brandon Lau wants to get a double or something and cover his total bases, oh, he just needs a single. Okay, cool. He had a single already. But anyway, I need either a single from him to finish it out, Tampa Bay to have some miraculous last 2-inning come from behind victory, or yeah, it's just not going to be a good day overall here for Thursday. But we are looking forward to Friday. I know that you are as well. It's the freaking weekend, baby. We can't say that. He's canceled. We've got 50% off weekly, monthly. Tails Lindy, that's fantastic stuff. Unlike my prompt there, we got $25 for a month, $10 for a week. The monthly's less than $1 a day right now. The weekly's just over $1 a day. If you guys are looking to try it out, I'm going to have tons of plays. I'm going to have tons of pick 'em. I'm going to have so much stuff fired up here for Friday. You don't want to miss out. But we got 3 plays coming to you right now. Let's get to them. So funny, I'm just like talking from behind my camera. But anyway, great production value that you're getting on this program. I'm the producer. I suck at it. Rockies taking on Pittsburgh, and this begins our boarding walk. Colorado outside of Coors. I generally like to attack these kind of spots. I'm not going to do it with Braxton Ashcraft versus Antonio Senzatella and these quality of lineups. And it's going to be abysmal to watch. Now, Hunter Goodman ended up having to DH today because they ended up scratching Warning Bernabel. That's a real thing. That's Warming Bernabel. Want to meet his brother Cooling, his twin Cooling. It's like Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Get over here. We should probably get back on topic because, well, at the same time that Braxton Ashcraft's had a lot of really good results, you are getting a ridiculous price here to try to back Pittsburgh in any way, shape, or form. And they're just not that guy, pal. They're not that guy. I actually need to double check what it ended up moving to because I want to make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn. We need to X out of this little spot. Yeah, minus 195 at open here for Pittsburgh. No, thank you. Just say no. I wish it was Christian Cavallari here, but no, it's Cavalli. That's where we're at here. You got Taijuan Walker. This is your life. Shout out my Ben Folds fans, but it's a really good ballpark for lefty power, which kind of freaks me out for a guy like Cade Cavalli, who's had really good results and ended up cashing us by the hook his last time. Ended up on the over of his strikeouts, which I don't know how, but good luck. Schwarber, Harper, Scott. I don't know why I threw Stott in the middle of that. Kepler, Marsh. They've been pretty brutal this year too. But overall, lots of lefties, specifically the Schwarber Harper fellows, that can create some havoc. I'm not in love with this. More of a look if you absolutely have to have it. I think offense is still at a premium. But shout out Washington. Shout out Washington and the Metsies for 3 consecutive cashes. Again, ended up cashing that one right off the bat for this video and ended up being one of those small things that I ended up getting correctly. We've got next up Roman Anthony, who he swung at ball 4. Otherwise, he would have had 2 walks in that game. Ended up just with the 1, and it's all right because the pick'em card got ridiculously hooked, and I don't even want to talk about it. Actually, just got bamboozled in one spot too. So the Angel Reese thing. There were just so many hooks. Pete Crow Armstrong hooked a card, which was the Joe Boyle over 4.5. You don't care. I don't. I do care, as you can tell. I'm going to fight for your money. Go to Geico, buy Lipo with your money. whatever he said. Roman Anthony home run, though. This one makes more sense. Max Fried, left on left. There's 2 left on lefts that are going to be a theme of this show. Just keep in mind that Max Fried has over a 200 expected ISO up against lefties. And Roman Anthony's been leading off for quite some time here because he is so patient. He is so kind. He is slow to anger. It's like we're at a wedding. Anyway, you just want to look at Roman Anthony home run numbers because a couple of times, some of these public books, not necessarily posting the numbers I would expect, especially but the wind was blowing in from left field today. We'll see if that wind direction changes. It looks like it did on Wind Finder ever so slightly. Want to get confirmed in the morning because I don't think the number is going to move as much as it probably should and account for how bad Max Fried's been recently. Christian Walker, this was listed before he went yard because, I did the first grouping of, half of games and then got Live Before Lock, Stochastic YouTube channel. Make sure you're following that. And then after I do the other half, the other batch and sim it out, Christian Walker, of course, goes yard right before Jesus Sanchez in his 5-hit performance, but Cade Povich must pay for his sins. This guy is terrible at the lefties, righties, everybody, but it's not a great ballpark for righty power, but you saw plus 650 is where he ended up getting to at one point. If I had noticed it, I probably would have bet it, and I didn't bet it, which sucks. Really, really sucks. It's like the first day in forever I haven't hit a homer. Like last 2 days. So weird. Normally I'm used to just put $1 and get a car. Get all of these homers. Speaking of Green, Riley Green here, that is, going up against Mr. Berger. Ryan Berger, 238 expected batting average is nifty, but he's an extreme fly ball pitcher. 19.5 degree launch angle, only a 30.7% ground ball percentage. Oh boy, this could be fireworks. Baby, you're fireworks. Why, Eric? Why? Anyway, he's been getting a lot of length recently, and the strikeouts have been up 8 and 7 recently. But you know what also happens in the middle of some strikeouts to him and Gary Carpenter? The ball will fly far, and it looks like it's decent enough hitting weather there in Detroit tomorrow. Again, lots of home run interest in this little box. This little, again, just think about it this way. You're going to find value on this screen with one of those 3. I don't know which one it's going to be here yet, but we're going to be firing 1, maybe 2 of those beautiful humans. We got Toronto minus 1.5 here. Toronto, Miami. It's just an awful spot. Shane Bieber, he's going to make his debut. I don't know what to make of it. Going to be very abbreviated for this one. As for the Miami side, I mean, it's cool to see this Marcy fellow really coming on strong and doing some good stuff, but my guess is Ryan Gusto ends up getting the start. No me gusta. No me gusta gusto. Que lastima. Anyway, we got our next little stuff of leans here. We've got over 8.5. Shout out the Metsies. Over 8.5. I really thought I was going to end up betting this one, but the more I ran it, the more I don't completely love it here. You got Joey Wentz, who's just abysmal, by the way, but Nolan McLean, I think he's good enough. This guy is very, very talented. And this is going to be his first road start coming off of an evisceration in his debut, but extreme ground ball pitcher right from the get-go. I don't know if this continues. And again, 1 start, 91 pitches. Mariners, though, it's a really good debut for Nolan McLean. He's the number 3 prospect for him, number 64 on Pipeline. Did a lot of digging into the mix, and he looks good. I'm just a little freaked out to try to target him here. Especially now we know Austin Riley's going to be out for the rest of the year. He ended up having core surgery, lots of other things. So probably keeping this off for now, but a lot of sharp people that I do trust and know are on this over of 8.5. Just keep riding the Mets train. If you feel like it, just keep riding it because they're going to keep putting up runs in some of these spots. Again, the Metsies, the Nazis, that was fun. 3 consecutive overs we cashed on this program. We got Zebby Matthews. I'm Zebby Longstockings. Yeah, doing the thing. Zebby Matthews, you should know by now, he gets swing and miss. You should also know that I don't trust him in any way, shape, or form with a 10.5% barrel percentage, the 17.5 degree average launch angle. I mean, this is probably one of those spots he gives up a solo shot or 2, and we should have some interest on one side of it in a good hitter's park. And then we should be looking at the Matthews K-ladder. Sometimes people confuse, hey, you like his strikeouts, and then think, I want to back the pitcher. I do not want to back Zebby Matthews at these prices. These are completely different events. Now, maybe there's minute correlation when you talk about, hey, he has the K-ladder, he needs to pitch deep into the game, he can't be giving up a ton of solo shots. I hear you there. But if you're not just single game parlaying everything, I know the people who are. You just got to look at them as individual events and simply say, hey, this has value, and not get too caught up in very, very small, negatively correlated events. Milwaukee money line here, plus they could both occur. It would be lovely. Giants taking on Milwaukee here, and this one I have a ton of interest in. Milwaukee. I think there might be a -1 coming my way here, but right now the money line is the thing that stood out the most. Q's been all right. Jose Quintana's been okay. And this has more to do with San Francisco going from San Diego, St. Diego, Wales, you know what, and taking on Carson Wisenhunt. It sounds like the biggest douchey Ivy League name I've ever seen in my life. He's a southpaw, which, obviously, hi, Andrew Vaughn, how are you this fine day? But neutralizes a little bit of Yelich, neutralizes a little bit of Isaac Collins, Blake Perkins. Shout out my Parks and Rec people who know that one. But Milwaukee money line, yeah, it's staying off for now, but I have a ton of interest in trying to attack him based on that Milwaukee lineup. Lots of different iterations. They're going to put Frelick up there. Like, what are they going to do with Bryce Trang? Is he going to be 7-hole, 9-hole? Again, you could find some lineup order advantages here. Nolan Shanuel, I expect him to be back in the 2-hole. He ended up getting the day off and then got the extended break here into Thursday. And that was because they Avada Kedavras. Shout out my Harry Potter people. Man, I'm hitting all the pop culture references. But the whole thing is that you got plus 1,000 on Nolan Shanuel, 999 to be exact, over on Novig. If you were taking a look at there, and there was a ton of liquidity there. I don't really understand how you don't, a guy who has, nearly 10 home runs against right-handed pitching and now takes on Ben Brown, who gives up a ton of hard contact, 47% hard hit, 473 expected slugging. He does get the strikeouts, 24.5% K rate, 6.8% walk rate. But I got to tell you, lots of ways where I think Shanuel ends up being a piece that gets added to this card. Looks like great hitting weather in Anaheim here. Marine Layer, I want to double check some of that goodness as well. Carroll home run, he's been on the card a million times. Actually, my second most profitable home run guy. Let me know in the comment section below if you can guess number 1 that I have. I did a review over on X of Lindy's long balls because we've been unit tracking it every single day throughout the MLB season, and up over 13.5 units it is now after today's L's. But there were 3 L's on that, so 0.75 units. Again, these are all quarter unit per play because I never want anybody to go busto because you lose 20 units of 20 consecutive losing plays, which can happen in the home run street. Shout out to my guy, Matt Modi, who I've talked about a lot on this program. He knows it well. Dong life is not for everybody, but it's definitely for me. Phrasing. Corbin Carroll, home run. Pay attention to it. Plus 255 or better. And I'm actually nervous that we don't exactly get it here. Again, Zach Littell, who gives up tons of lefty power. That was his calling card in Tampa there for sure. Seattle -1 to round it all out. Friends don't let friends bet the run line over in Seattle up at T-Mobile. So if you want this one, if you need this one, I do think -1 is the way to go. You have Morales on one side, and there's actually some discrepancies across a number of different, well, not books right now, but a number of different sites, MLB.com, ESPN, things of that nature. I think Brandon Wu ends up getting the start here. It would match up as his day. He had 5 days off. The 22nd, he pitched the last time on the 16th. He's been absolutely nails. So the Athletics going from playing beach ball with Jose Urania today. Should have bet that one. Going up against frickin' Brian Wu is just going to be a wake-up call in that ballpark. So shout out the wake-up call. Shout out Tails, actually. Be like Lindy. Join Tails today. You guys think you can do what I do. You want to do what I do. Well, we have opportunities. We have so many cool things coming down the pipeline here at Tails. We want you to be early adopters and be checking it out over at the Expert Picks page, over at all of the great stuff that we have here on the Odd Chopper YouTube channel, which will be a number of different facets and avenues for people to check out. So, Tails, be like Lindy, join it today. That's down in the video description box below. To the place we go. Hit that like button, not for Thursday necessarily. Again, 1 and 2, more than likely here. We got to see where's Tampa at. Oh, yeah. They're just being idiots. Down 7-4 still. Awesome. Really great stuff. But it's been an awesome week. It's been an incredible month of August. And I'm not going to let one lackluster day deter me. That is for sure. Feeling fresh. Got a new haircut. Feeling lovely. Feeling beautiful. Let's talk about those frickin' Rays here right now because my favorite play of the day is potentially a home run. I couldn't believe some of the numbers, and I think it was actually a mistake for me not to bet Brandon Lau today, but we will not be making that mistake here today. It looks like good weather. You can always get pop-ups in Tampa Bay, so you have to pay attention to those things. You also need to make sure that Brandon Lau is not DHing, but Yandy Diaz ended up getting hurt today. He was DHing, ends up getting removed from the game. It was something after a single. He had 3 at-bats. I saw the 3rd at-bat, and then they ended up pulling him for Jake Mangum, I think, came in to DH and relieved him there from the left side, which, again, was right before a Brandon Lau at-bat where I'm on the over of bases, but I'm doing this entire diatribe to just basically explain to you Brandon Lau is a god, and he must be treated as such, especially taking on a Miles Michaelis character with over a 225 expected ISO against lefty hitting in a AAA ballpark that obviously just seeds home run after home run after home run. Top 8 in baseball here and top 5 to the left-hand side. Again, you can run all of that over at Baseball Savant on the park factors. It is lovely to do. You should do it from time to time. We did it actually live a little bit on the Stochastic YouTube channel, talking about it with Greg Ehrenberg and myself. But I am very here for the Brandon Lau home run, just to at least talk about it. We've got Adrian Hauser on the other side. I'm not immune to trying to take some shots against Adrian Hauser here. He also must pay for his sins. Brandon Lau, though, anything better than plus 275, which should be showing up for us. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow. You know who doesn't? Cleveland right now, playing some weird baseball, that's for sure. Like, make up your minds. Are you good or are you bad? Are you bad or are you good? Jose Ramirez is very, very good. Kyle Manzardo got really, really hot in the last 30 days. But overall, I do think that this is a spot that you just want to attack. Nathan Eovaldi, I think he's pitched a little over his head for what it's worth, but it just seems as though this guy loves me. Whenever I back Nathan Eovaldi, things go well. Like, they tend to go really, really well. And in fact, Nathan Eovaldi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive games the Rangers have had him on the bump. They've won. That's a pretty good number. That's a pretty good spot to be running into. And I'm a little confused why we're getting minus 120 to be able to back them against Slade Ciccone. Now, this guy was a cast-off of Arizona, not really a mix that I'm a big fan of overall. In fact, not a big fan of just about anything that he does whatsoever. I'm stalling. Can you tell? Because my sheet will not update. Here you go. 373 xWOBA, 533 expected slugging, 12.9% barrel percentage. My only concern is that this ballpark sucks. It's terrible. It's horrible. It's no good. If you want to go money line and get paid off on this, sounds great. But for 45 cents, I get to attack a really bad pitcher and back a pitcher who has inside of a 2 ERA with amazing expected numbers, 286 xWOBA, 4.5% walk rate, doesn't really beat himself. If he avoids the Manzardo bomb, if he avoids the J-Ram bomb, I just don't see him struggling in this spot in any way, shape, or form. He is so consistent. It's unbelievable. Nathan Eovaldi, Texas, -1 is where I ended up backing him here instead of the money line, because I do think there are so many ranges of outcomes where it's 2 and beyond in this spot, which would say, hey, or we should go to the plus money on the run line. No, end of game scenarios. I'm more than happy to do that because that ballpark just hates me. All right, the Dodgers taking on San Diego, and hit that like button as we round this out to the game of the evening. You just had the Dodgers wipe the floor with San Diego when they were in LA, and now they go to San Diego's backyard. But the Dodgers are coming out of Coors Field, and that's a little bit freaky, a little freaky naughty. Now, Blake Snell obviously would have been back in San Diego and chilling, back in his old stomping grounds, and can't go back to San Diego. Got a one-way ticket. That's actually like new Blink 182, which I don't think anybody's going to clock, but maybe you will. It's cool times. But we're going to have a weird play here that I really, really like. And it already posted. It's already in Tails. It's already in the Discord. You can check it out. But you got Yu Darvish on one side. That's going to keep me away from backing San Diego, even though I really, really want to at plus 105 here, considering one team just played in Coors and saw the ball barely break and was playing with a beach ball. And the other one has just been chilling at home, sleeping in their own bed. Again, that's not something that you're going to find a ton of data for, but teams leaving Coors Field, there's definitely some data points to like. Ohtani got the day off on Thursday. I mean, it just feels as though one of those spots you want to kind of stay away from and just enjoy the ride. But we're going to enjoy the ride with some skin in the game because Luis Arraez is minus 120, 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. If you don't understand how crazy he is as a hitter, here you go. Luis Arraez is one of the softest hitting guys ever. It's him and Chandler Sampson. And they kind of did the same thing, for what it's worth, the leadoff hitter for the Tampa Bay Rays against righties. But Luis Arraez has been batting second consecutively here, ad nauseum for the San Diego team, because he sets the table. He has a 274 expected batting average, which is by far the worst he's had in a long time. 289 actual average, which is by far the worst he's had in a long time. And those are obviously still really good marks. But we've routinely seen him like minus 160, minus 170. It's minus 120 just left on left. But here's the thing. He doesn't strike out ever, even against lefties. 4.7% K rate. Blake Snell, his superpower is getting swing and miss. If he doesn't do that, you're going to find Luis Arraez put himself in advantageous situations. Plus, the Dodgers bullpen, they ended up having to use their main boppers because they ended up getting a little bit closer spot than they were expecting. Because Various ended up getting utilized. Vesa ended up getting utilized as well. So lots of bullpen stuff for the Dodgers where can't utilize all the lefties that they want to. And would you want to when it's sandwiched between Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado anyway? Probably not. The forgotten guy ends up being Luis Arraez. Really good price. I have this closer to minus 140. So let's get ourselves the heck up out of here, shall we? We got Be Like Lindy join Tails today, 50% off. That is join the Lindy Discord here today. And that does it. Oh, I should probably do it this way. And that does it for a weekend edition, because this ends the week there. But the good times continue on in Tails. Going to be firing up bets all the live long day over the weekend. Cannot wait. But hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell down below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for Friday's slate. I'm very tired. I've put in a lot of work. One of the things that comes with having a good streak, which has definitely been the case here on this video, and I appreciate all the kind messages, is that expectations go up sometimes. And, I just try to be consistent. I've done this for almost 5 years. You don't want to hear me talk too much here, but just to throw it out there, going to keep working hard here. Going to keep firing up as many good bets and string together good bets as we possibly can. Let's round out this MLB season strong. We still got, 2 months left here? 2.5 months, basically, when you look at the playoffs and how it extends. A month of the regular season, though, and obviously we'll have NFL going on at the same time. Still haven't decided how I want to break everything down for that, but we'll get into that next week. Till next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Friday. See ya.